So every person should be assured of minimum amount of food at an affordable prices should be provided to the person wherever he stays. Okay, that ensures the food security. Okay, so what is food security? Food security refers to the system which ensures the provision of food at all times to everyone in the country. So this food security, it includes providing sufficient food to all the people in the country, and also increase the purchasing power of the poor, and also to remove other hindrance from the, that is for the poor who while assessing and absorbing the food. Okay, so this has been introduced by the government in order to see that people do not suffer from the hunger. Okay, and this food security has got two aspects, that is buffer stock and a public distribution system. Now we'll know about what is this buffer stock. Okay, so here the government purchases the food grain from the farmer at the minimum support price. Okay, so for this the government has set up the Food Corporation of India. Okay, and this was established in the year 1985 in order to see that to purchase the food grains and construct the godowns to store them. Okay, and these stored grains are distributed to the people for the consumption. Okay, so this act of purchasing the food grains and making them available to the people, that is through the public distribution system, is called as a buffer stock. Okay, so through this you could see that people, the farmers and the people who are in the lower strata will be ensured the food grains. Okay, and this is one of the measure to see that the people do not suffer from the hunger. Next we will know about a public distribution system. You all might have heard about the fair price shops that is being found in your area. Okay, and here you could see the government ensures, it means provide food grains to the people who are very poor and do not have the capacity to purchase the food grains. Okay, so the public distribution system, here what does the department do? It whatever the food grains that has been stored in the Food Corporation of India are distributed to the poor at a lesser price than the market price through the fair price shop. You might have heard about Nyaya Belangadi, right? So the food grains, it has been in the Food Corporation, it has been distributed to the poor. So this is called as a public distribution system. So here they supply it to the people who hold this card. Okay, they are provided the essential items like food grains, sugar, kerosene, cooking oil are all being distributed through the fair price shop. Okay, and the government also has taken steps to see that these things are provided to the people wherever they are through the open fair price shop. And it has been said that in every towns and cities they have this fair price shop, and around 5 lakh people are benefited from this fair price shop today, and around 16 crore families are also ensured. It means they are getting the benefit from this public distribution system. Okay, and in order to purchase, that means food grains through this public distribution system, a household, that means a family should have the ration card. Okay, and again the ration card has been distributed to the family according to their economic status. Okay, and okay, next we will know about Annabhagya Yojana. This was introduced in 2013, and this is one of the most ambitious program of the government of Karnataka, which aims at achieving the hunger-free state. Okay, so in this scheme, the government has taken the measures to see that to provide the basic necessities to the, that is the essential items to the poverty, below poverty line people through the ration card. Okay, and through this it is hoped to eliminate the malnutrition. Okay, apart from this public distribution system and Annabhagya Yojana, the government has implemented various other programs like integrated child development program. This has been introduced in order to provide the supplementary nutrition to the children. Okay, children. And apart from this, you also have a midday meals. You might have heard today in most of the government school especially in Karnataka, you could see that the children are provided a one full meal to the school children. Okay, so this is also one of the measure to eradicate hunger. Okay, so apart from these things, there are also, the government has taken several other measures to eradicate poverty through various other means. Okay, and these measures aims to create the job. So these things are all to see that individual in our country do not suffer from hunger. So now the government has taken up the several measures to create the job, so wherein they get the job, they earn, and they can lead and get the essential items, and do not suffer from the hunger. So the government has taken many measures to reduce the poverty through various means. Okay, and these measures aims at creating the jobs in order to see that the people increase their purchasing power and thus elevate the poverty. Okay, so some of the schemes that the government has introduced to eradicate poverty are, firstly, the economic development measure. Okay, so through this, the government is trying to achieve the economic development through the 5-year plan. Okay, and the main aim of this economic development measure is to overall, that means to higher growth rate in the income, and also the equal distribution of the income among all the people. So that is the meaning of economic development measure. Okay, so this has been introduced by the government in order to eradicate the poverty, and also see that overall higher growth rate in the income, and also see that the income is being distributed among all the people. Okay, so second program the government introduced to eradicate poverty are implementation of poverty eradication program. Okay, so under this, there are the government has implemented several programs. One of the first important one is self-employment program. As the word itself, it says that the government encourages the people to start the employment. So many schemes have been introduced by the government to see that they start the employment, especially among the poor and the unemployed people, both in the rural and in the urban areas. Okay, and this has been taken up by providing loans. Okay, the government provide the loans at a lower rate of interest, and also the government provides subsidies also to see that the individual start the employment by themselves. Wage employment program. This is also one of the measures the government had introduced in order to eradicate the poverty. And this has been implemented in the year 1970. And the main aim of this is to see that to provide the job, that is a daily wage job, to the people who are poor, unskilled, and the asset-less people. That means those who earn very less income. Okay, and these people are given the job. That means the poor, unskilled, and asset-less people are given the job in work related to like building the tanks, bunds, roads, and hospitals, and others. Okay, so you have a under this, there is a special program, that is in the year 2006 the government had introduced this program that is called as Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. Okay, this has been the most ambitious daily wage program which has been launched by the government. Okay, scheme aims at providing wage employment for a minimum of 100 days in a year for at least one adult member of the poor household. Okay, and the statutory minimum wages are paid to the employees, that is the people who have registered their name in this scheme through the bank or a post office account. Okay, and equal wages are being paid for both men and women. Okay, and the desirous person, that is the person who are interested in this scheme, are supposed to first register their names in the Gram Panchayat, and they have to obtain the job card. Okay, and if the registered persons are not given the job within the 15 days of a demand for a work, but they will get the daily unemployment allowance at a rate of fixed by the government. Okay, and this scheme has helped in improving the employment and income of the people, especially the poor people in the rural areas and also in many parts of the country. So this is about a Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. So this scheme aims at providing employment for a minimum of 100 days in a year at least one adult member in the poor household. Okay, and the person who had registered his name in the Gram Panchayat, he will get the job card, and the salary, that is the wage, is being provided for both men and women in the equal basis, and they have to register, they have to get the job card, and if the registered person do not get the job within the 15 days, the demand for work, they are given the daily unemployment allowance at the rate as it fixed by the government itself. Okay, next we will know about the provision of minimum basic amenity. So what are the basic amenities or essentials of us is, that is food, clothing, shelter, education and medical facilities. So under this scheme, many measures have been taken in order to provide the minimum basic necessities to the rural poor people. Okay, like food, clothing, education and the drinking water facilities. Okay, so we'll know one by one. Under this minimum need program, the government has introduced this minimum need program in the year 1974, and the main objective of this scheme is to provide the food grains. Okay, so food grains are being distributed to the people through the fair price shop. Okay, the next important scheme, that is Yashaswini scheme. You might have all heard about this. This is the health insurance. Okay, so health insurance is also being provided to the poor people, and it is known as a Yashaswini scheme. Okay, and even the shelter, that means the poor are also provided the shelter, that is houses are being provided under the scheme called as a Indira Awas Yojana and Valmiki Ambedkar Awas Yojana. So next, Nirmala Grama Yojana or Nirmala Grama program. So under this program, drinking water facilities and the toilet facilities are provided to the people. Next we have Pradhana Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. So under this program, the rural people are provided primary education, drinking water facility, rural lighting and other services. The last and the most important measures the government had implemented to eradicate poverty is a social security measure. Okay, so under this scheme, the government protects the people, that is especially the helpless, the aged and the handicapped people, and for them the government has introduced several programs. For example, for the deserted old people and the aged old, allowance are being provided every month under the program called as a Sandhya Suraksha Yojana. So Sandhya Suraksha Yojana is a scheme wherein it provides the old age pension, that is allowance every month to the old age people. Next again you have the measures, that is for handicapped. For handicapped people and the helpless people, and in those who are incapable of doing any work, they also get the disability pension every month. So like this, in this manner, the government has trying to bring the poor people above the poverty line through various programs, and as a result, the extent of poverty is gradually coming down.